Hey everyone, Scott Moore here. Most of you know me as a performance engineer and an advocate for the performance testing community. Well, today I want to share a story with you about a unique load testing engagement. One where the client had a complex problem and my friends from QA Consultants were there to step up with a solution. Let's talk about first the companies and people involved in this. The client is Team Software. Chip Irick is their CTO.
We do enterprise class ERP software for distributed workforce management.
Next, we have the solutions provider, QA Consultants, and my friend Brian Bergnoff, who manages their US practice.
We specialize in quality engineering, helping customers determine, does their software work, does it scale, and is it secure?
Login Enterprise by LOGINVSI was the product selected to solve this load testing challenge. Blair Parkhill is the director of products.
Login Enterprise by LOGINVSI was the tool that we used with the QAC team to develop a solution to test the team software.
What makes this one unique?
The problem that we were facing is that we were facing a dramatic, sudden scale in both data volumes and concurrent users on our platform. But we were facing a cliff where we're looking at 30% ramp up in data volumes and the number of concurrent users on our platform.
With a major upgrade coming up and new customers coming on, would their system support the expected load, and what tuning needed to be done to optimize that? They were making large investments in hardware and wanted to make sure that they were getting the most return for that.
Our system is really an ecosystem. It's not a single application where you can load test and automate a load test against a single application. Our ecosystem has a rich client interface, there is an API layer, there is a mobile application, and there's a stored procedure layer behind the scenes driving everything. So when we talk about lifting the data volumes up by a third, it is across the entire platform. We've got to make sure that stored procedures work, and the APIs work, and the web app works, and the rich client works, all at the same time, all scaling up and outward the right way to provide the right experience for our customers. So it's very complicated. It was truly an ecosystem is what made it complicated, rather than just one big standalone application.
This system was actually moving from Citrix to a Parallels implementation. Because of the move to a Parallels-based system deployment, it's a Windows thick client type of product, we needed to deploy something that was a little bit more unique.
So when we made outreach to QAC, I did not give them a specific targeted list of tasks to go do. I really threw them an open net and said, here's our problem. We'd really like you to come in and help us think this through. Bring your expertise, bring your battle scars, bring tools if you have them, and help us think through how to make sure our platform can scale up and out. Materially, what that turned into for us and for them was a series of exercises of the platform, and then making sure at each checkpoint along the way, we could identify the hotspots, knew we had an action list, then we could go back, work with that list of hotspots, and bring performance up to where we needed to be. So that was the nature of the outreach to QAC in the first place, was not really knowing even what to ask.
It took some work, and what we ended up landing on was a product from a company called LOGINVSI, and that product allowed us to establish a load scenario and validate that load on the system, whereas other tools would not be able to do it.
What we were able to do with QAC is really identify all of the components in team software so that we could use that software in a way that the team's users would be using it. Now, a lot of the software on the market today has trouble kind of finding all of these components. We were able to push that software and find those weaker points and really optimize the system.
Several weeks later, the product went live with no issues relating to load and performance.
The fact that we delivered our project on time, the platform did not fall over, the platform ran with the increase in load and customers and concurrent end users. To me, the ROI speaks for itself in that we did not have a seismic event from performance as a result of the work. All the little steps we took along the way with QAC's help and partnership, really and honestly, it was a partnership to get over the hump on this. All that work culminated in us not having a bad event on that date on the calendar when it hit us.
But this just took hard work. It took a great product it took really good partnership with the customer for being understanding that this was a process.
So rather than it being a reevaluation of the sales process or a new pricing conversation while the clock is ticking in my head, instead of doing that, what Brian and the team did is we simply pivoted, and they were able to do that pivot on the fly. We didn't lose any time. And like I said, we delivered.
Partnering with LOGINVSI was tremendous. They gave us support. They understood the value of this being a new customer for them and for us. They understood the importance of making sure that it was successful, and they got their R&D teams involved where needed for the support that we needed when we were putting it together.
We're building our software because we want it to be easier for our customers to use so that more people use it.
Partnership is really important so that, and again, it's transparency. Good news needs to be shared, and bad news needs to be escalated early so we can find solutions, be creative.